Hey, welcome back. This is going to be a really short and simple tutorial. So what we're going to do is we got our function. These here are the parameters, and I'm going to show you how to pass information into the function from outside the function. Another function, or just like right here, we're not even in a function. This is just run by default because it's outside of any function, if that makes sense. But sometimes you want to run a function and you want to send some data to another function from that. So this is how we do it. And hopefully this, you'll understand how to use this. So we got 3 raw inputs here. It's just going to ask us to enter some information. And as you can see, we're not in the function right now. We're outside the function. So we'll put hello world, what up? And then it echoes back from the main function, hello world, what up? So we were able to take information and send it into that function. And we do that by, we put the function name here, main, and then whatever we want to send. In this case, we have x, b, and y right here. Of course, whatever name you give it, like you call this xa, xb, xy, say BA, YA. It doesn't matter what you call it down here, because the first one is always going to represent X. Inside the main function, this is always going to be called X. But when you plug it in there, you can call it whatever you want. But you have to remember that these are in order. So this is always going to equal X. This is always going to equal B. This is always going to equal Y, no matter what you call it. You could call it yada yada yada, but it's the third parameter, so it's going to equal the third parameter. So here we can call it whatever we want, but in the main function, this piece of information in yada 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 is always going to be referred to as y, or whatever we call it up here. So let's demonstrate that. And there you go. So you can see that, the name down here is whatever you want to call it. So, you might have another function and you might have some variables or strings or whatever called server, user, pass. Yes, I spelled. By the way, you don't want to use pass because that's an actual command, so make it something like pass w or something like that. And yeah, I guess that pretty much covers it. I don't know how to. It's pretty simple and straightforward. But I hope this video was helpful. I hope you have an understanding of how to pass parameters into functions now. And you can have a lot of fun with this. It makes it, it just gives you a lot of power to do when you're programming. So until next time, I'm Scott. Everything awesome. I'm going to put a link at the end of this description to another recent video on using the dot split method. Really cool trick where you can take one string or variable and then separate it by spaces or commas or whatever, like use like a delimiter in batch, and then take it and split it into different variables. Like you can take a variable called string or a string called string and then take each piece of information out of it separated by spaces and set them one by one to X or A or B or whatever. So anyway, please subscribe if you're interested in these videos so you can get notifications of the new ones, and thanks for watching.